Girthshaker Industrial. By the way, Girthshaker's my pick to win this game. We has declared war on Ethiopia. No. I'm going to take Hanoi and attack him if he keeps attacking Ethiopia. Alright. A lot of happiness coming out next turn. Why can't I go there? I don't have roads up here yet. Ah, but I will in a second. Okay. Should get Hanoi here in a moment. Need to get our Writers Guild up somewhere. In the cap, I guess? Cap's gonna be able to afford it. I guess. Excuse me. Alright, let's work food. Grow to that other thing.
Quitters never win.
Dude, Korea has teched astronomy and steel as his techs. Like, he is so irrelevant to this game, it's not even remotely funny. But if I'm gonna fight Korea, I have to tech that shit too. I'm gonna try to get public schools first. I think I can hold off his shit until I get public schools, and then with public schools I can get Artie's roughly the same time as him. He hasn't done anything that makes me think he's any good at the game, so I don't know that it will be as much as a problem as it could be. Gold is, of course, a problem, as it has been when you build units all game long. But that's what we got. Steel astronomy. I'm stealing off Greece. Greece is ahead of me in tech as well. But Greece's population, he was tech leader getting into Renaissance, but he two-citied. There's no way he keeps up with Girthshaker and tech in the long run. This just isn't possible. Alright, tons of happiness now. Let's move in here. Get a road here? Not yet. You know, the downside of this is, though, if he's got that tech, he could have frigate tech in like 2 minutes here. And my cities are super vulnerable to frigates. All of them. Got an artist. Could get a natural golden age if I could actually get some happiness out. So I'm going to wait on that. Probably don't need this unit. Alright. No, no. What is this? Why is there an undone tile here? What the fuck is going on with the tiles here? Yeah, religion's pretty bad. Fourth religion. And I picked it in the middle of war. Or right after war or something when I enhanced, where I was expecting to be just totally out of the game in a couple minutes. Alright, our tech is slipping back to where it should be right about now. Dead last, or close to dead last. Third in hammer, second in crop still. Taking cities around turn 115, which means they're never actually going to be useful cities. Not exactly my idea of a great time. Okay. Will I ever get to ideology? Yeah. Yeah, I will. Alright, let's finish this road. Move across. Take the city next turn, I think. Let's pillage all the tiles we can for the gold. Alright, back out and heal. Oh, was there not our finished road there? Oh, there was. Okay, good. Monument, Barracks, Aqueduct. Doesn't have an amphitheater. Yeah, it does. Does it have a Coliseum? No. I don't know why I clicked Constabulary. It was a misclick. There are extra roads I can get rid of. Probably get rid of that road. Ain't a lot of road upkeep. Plant this scientist or bulb it? It's pretty bad either way. I think we're going to plant. I don't see us being able to turn this game around by getting to Industrial Era a couple turns earlier. We should get last ideology regardless of what we do right now. Gotta get this gold fixed. Hundred hammers behind Girth. Can we just fucking concede to him already, please? Don't want a knight. I guess. Use it to bait Korea. Grow 5 times next turn. Alright. How's stream right now, guys? Am I dropping frames or no? I see no, but doesn't necessarily mean anything. We're gonna go negative 40 gold next turn. This is gonna be exciting. Stream's fine. Okay. City's a little shy on food. Let's get another crossbow here. Just in case Korea continues with one of every tech. Alright, what does he have over here? Shit ton of units. Alright. Mine there. Kind of have too many workers at the moment. Get rid of some of these roads. Alright, how are we doing for happy? A little screwed. I think we're going to get cultural heritage cited with 0 wonders, which is pretty painful.
Gesture.
Boostar says, with the lobby this weird, I'd be surprised if no one went with my favorite honor into patronage strategy. And donates $5.77. Thank you very much for the donation. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on in this lobby. I've been attacked in classical, made peace with right afterwards, and no one knows. Korea is doing God alone knows what over here. Aggressively threatening people with tradition, attacking multiple players, possibly listening to the stream based on the timing on his stuff around that southern city-state, trying to manipulate, using peace timers to block for his advantage, trying to last second move, then be like complaining that other people are responding the same way. No one knows what the fuck is going on in this game. All I know is my gold per turn is dying. It's dead. It's dead and gone. I'm not entirely sure what to do about that. I suppose more crossbows probably isn't the solution, but yeah, it's a war economy, right? How many and what kind of wonders? There's no getting wonders this game. Oh. Did he refresh the turn? Alright, well, we wait till the end of the turn and we take our worker back. The guy who won't vote if people are irrelevant is talking about how much fun it must be to be at war for all this time. Why don't you just vote me irrelevant, asshole? Stop wasting my time. Rip frames? Yep, rip frames. Can't tell what it is still, though. Every time I run speed tests as this is happening, I show nothing on my end. Like my network shows as it being here. This should kill frames for a second. I'm going to run an upload test and see. Nope, there it goes. That's on my end. Yeah, this is still fucking the same problem I was having with Comcast before I went to New York. Just random spikes in my upload. So I cut that one at least. This is like down and up like that real fast. One kill assault. I like that. Yeah, not game. My internet spiking in and out. Another Kaylee Hall available here. Let's finish that Stoneworks. Happiness on that too. We're never gonna hit a natural golden age anymore. I'll just save the, the artist for other stuff. All right, extra roads. Yes, good. Let's get rid of those. Yeah. I mean, the good thing about streaming and people watching this content and having new players to the group is it's good for the overall quality of the overall game in terms of players playing it. The bad thing is you play with novices who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's like dealing with my YouTube. My YouTube always thinks they know better than me. Always. They're always telling me. Like, oh, you should have done this, Filthy. You should have done that. Or it wasn't a relevant war. Their argument for Cuba's attack was I should have let Cuba take those 2 cities and then made peace. Like, get the fuck out. Are you kidding me? Nah, I'm lumping them all in as one. Some people are saying that, excuse me, is what I should be saying. It's not like everybody is saying that, but shit. It does get a little frustrating sometimes. You're like, oh. It's because you guys know. Yeah, alright. Are we still irrelevant? Yes. Oh yeah. Girth is now last attack, finally. We've been waiting for that moment for a while. Girth has said he's going to, quote, start taking cheap techs, which means he's done scientific theory and industrialization. He's going to start picking up the military techs. My understanding is nobody else is even close. Renaissance. Oh, Korea's an industrial. Through what? I think that means he went in through... Could be either, actually. I'm not sure. I think it's industrialization there. Start working this Glorious Riders Guild. That's exciting. Mint or bank? Bank is probably a little bit better. 0 gold, 0 happiness, 0 chance to win. Okay. Yeah, I did matter. Is it honor tradition? It's tradition, commerce, rationalism. Actually, you know what? I don't want that road there. Let's just road the rest of the hills. Did we get World Congress? We got Culture from Wonders shoved down our throat with 0 wonders. Awesome. Very awesome. Let's micromanage +2 science at a point in the game where it makes no difference to be like this at all. I mean, I can call Comcast again. I spent hours and hours and hours with them recently on the phone. Did I tell you the Comcast story? The most recent Comcast story? This is typical fucking Comcast for you. Can't move right now. I don't remember if I told you that, guys. Alright. So we know we were having those intermittent connectivity issues last Saturday, right? A week from today, actually. A week from tomorrow, rather. It started. So I called up Comcast on my day off and spent a couple hours on the phone with them. And I got told initially, you know, they give me the first tier technician who does all the stupid shit. Oh, your router needs to be reset. Let's reset your router. Things like this for like, you know, fucking hours. And at the end of that, she's like, yeah, we're gonna need to bring you to a tier 2 tech. Am I just disconnected here? So I'm like, okay. So she's like, you're gonna need to connect you to a tier 2 technician because you know, clearly there's some problems going on here. And you message Girth real quick. See if I'm still in game. And then, so anyways, we deal with that. And she's like, oh, but they're not available right now. They'll be available in 2 hours. Would you like us to call you? And I'm like, yes. She's like, I'll personally monitor that to make sure that happens. 2 hours go by. No call, of course. So about 2.5 hours after she said that it would be 2 hours, I called them back. I have a reference, you know, I have a ticket number so that I can reference the call we've already made. And I get the technician, you know, a different technician, and tell them my reference number, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, here in your file it says you have a Wi-Fi problem." And now, to be clear, I stream not anything on Wi-Fi. I don't use Wi-Fi for anything in my house. My wife uses Wi-Fi for her computer, but that's the only place, and maybe I think that's the only place. I think our Netflix is hardwired. She might use it for one of her laptops or iPads, this type of shit, right? But I don't use wireless for anything. I'm like, no, we spent almost 3 hours on the phone, and it most certainly has nothing to do with Wi-Fi. She's like, well, if it's not Wi-Fi, there are no tier 2 technicians for anything except Wi-Fi. She tells me with a fucking straight face as best as I can tell. So, according to her, there is no tier of help past this first tier of help unless it's related to Wi-Fi. So, I'm like, what? And then she goes, well, she's like, I can maybe help you, and then starts with the same script that I had just finished after doing 3 hours with the Comcast people, then waiting 2.5 hours, and starts up with that fucking same script again. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like shaking with like rage because I can't do anything about it, right? It's like frustration and rage. My livelihood literally depends on having an internet connection that's stable, and I'm paying for an internet connection. I'm paying out the ass for that. So I'm like, what do I do? So I deal with her for probably an hour. You know, same fucking shit over and over again. And I'm just basically like, look, I keep coming back to this. I keep reminding her. I'm like, look, I've already dealt with the technician this morning. Already done all this stuff. We'd already talked to her. She's like, well, I can schedule an appointment to send someone out to you. So I'm like, great. Okay, they schedule that. It's like a day or two later. The person comes out. He looks around my stuff, you know, talks to me a bit. I'm telling him about the problem. You know, he's a reasonable guy. He tests my line. No problems with my line. Of course, the day he comes out, that was Saturday night. I think he came out Tuesday, right? Sunday and Monday, my internet was shit all day long. I couldn't get above 1.5 up, right? Down was fine, but up is screwed, and up is super, super critical for any sort of streaming. And the morning he shows up, everything's working fine. Internet works fine the entire time he's in the house. He's like, I got a call from Comcast over. Oh, I didn't even tell you this part, right? Okay, so I hang up the phone. So back to that Saturday, or that when I'm scheduling the appointment, right, dealing with this. So I hang up the phone and I get a call from Comcast right after we've scheduled that call. And the call from Comcast, it says there have been internet issues reported in your area. Those internet issues have been resolved. All pending appointments have been canceled. So like this is probably 20 minutes after I get off the phone with that second technician. So I'm like, holy fuck, okay. So I call them back and access my account, and they're like, I call about the account. They're like, are you calling? And it's the automated shit, of course. Are you calling about your service appointment? Yes, I am calling about my service appointment. Your service appointment is scheduled for blah blah blah. The time I had scheduled it for. Would you like to cancel? No, I don't want to. I'm just literally calling to fucking confirm that thing is there. So I get an automated message that calls and tells me it's canceled. Then I call up and it's not canceled. I finished that about 2 hours fucking later. No, it was the next morning, the morning that he's supposed to show up. I get another call from Comcast saying it's a call and I miss it. And then I go check my message, right? And it says, you need to, we're calling about an appointment. You need to call us back. So I call back and it's like, do you wish to confirm this appointment for today? And I'm like, yes, I want to fucking confirm the appointment for today that I've already confirmed twice after dealing with 2 technicians and 4 hours on the fucking phone with you. So I do actually get the technician. The technician shows up, and of course, internet's working fine when he shows up. He looks around my apartment, like basically like looks at all the wires and shit, tests it all, says it's all fine. He then looks at, I have a joiner on my coaxial between when it comes out of the wall and when it connects to a long cord that runs to my computer, right? And it's connected with a gold connector, something you buy in a hardware store, which I literally bought in a hardware store. He's like, sometimes the gold connectors don't really work. He's like, I'll replace that for you. So he replaced it for me. I had, when I was on the phone with the technician, I had confirmed that that this is the talking technician, right? When the person came out to my house, that they would bring a router, because one of the things I was slightly worried about was it might be a router related issue, right? So I'm like, I talked to the woman who was setting up the thing, and she's like, I'm like, will there be, when the technician comes out, will they have a router so we can check the cable modem? Oh yes, of course they will. The guy shows up, he's like, so I'm suggesting this to him, and he's like, we can't do that. If we do that, they'll charge your house for a connection fee as well as instead of just the free service appointment. And if we do that, we'll have to call in and register another modem, and they'll change your rate. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, we have a technician, all he can do when he shows up is replace a connector that's working correctly already? Like, what? Like, what do I actually do if I need tech support? Like, how do I get tech support? Like, what magic, like, sequence of commands do I have to, like, what do I have to say to actually get support for a service that I'm paying for? So I look, by the way, I have no other services available in my area. I can get satellite or DSL. Both of them, of course, are totally terrible and are totally not what I need for this. So and now, of course, you know, a little bit later, this is less than a week later, the exact same problem that I called up about is going to be there, is happening again. And I have no way to fix this on my own. I don't know what it is. Upload related stuff is definitely Comcast, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I have my own modem and router. Like, I did that years ago to make sure I had a stable modem. I've never encountered worse tech service from them. When I was getting DDoSed, maybe like a year ago, and I was having that problem, I spent hours, literally hours, probably 4 to 5 hours on the phone with them, trying to get someone to change my IP address. And I got told, this was the range of answers I got told. I got told, it's not possible to change an IP address. This is from my internet service provider telling me this. I got told, all you need to do is replug your modem. Oh yeah, I would never have thought of that on my own. Thank you guys. I got told, it's a dynamic IP. There's no need to change it, which is total bullshit as well. You know, that's not the root of the problem. I'm getting kicked off the internet by it. I got told it's impossible for that to be happening. It's probably a problem on your end. I'm getting DDoSed by a guy. He's in my channel telling me I'm DDoSing you, and he kicks me off the internet every time he wants. And there's a fifth. There was 5 fucking things they said. They were all contradictory to each other. I can't remember the fifth now. But I'm just like, what? Like, what? Oh, I'm not being allowed to be voted irrelevant. Really? Was it Steely Poo? No. Are we waiting on anyone to vote me irrelevant here? Get out of this shithole game. I don't have any DDoS problems anymore. Oh no, I figured out a way to force it to fucking change my IP. It was independent of Comcast when I figured this out. It took me... Well, it's not like I figured it out on my own. I talked to a lot of friends who know this type of shit. What is he trying to, like, take my gold on my way out? Who fucking Ray? Alright. Let's not worry about this. So, what are we? Like, the last 3 games, it's been 3 or 4 free-for-all games. I think it's been Rushed in the Classical. This time it was Crossbows. Before that, I think it was Irrelevant to getting same-turned on God of the Sea with the Flatland Desert Pearl start. And I think the game before that might have been the game with Kuba. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, the way your brain works is it remembers shitty things like that easier. In some cases like this. The ones that stick out anyway, so. Ugh. Wow.